Okay, folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the coming week. What we're going to talk about today are our potential setups for the coming week. The first series of stocks are going to be our short-term swing trade plays. They appear to be setting up for a brief rally, with perhaps a couple of them setting up for longer-term, intermediate-term rallies, none of which I really like longer-term, meaning as investments. I'm very concerned about this market. We'll be looking to put on more short positions. We'll be talking with members on the week ahead commentary immediately following Best Stock Charts, our strategy for the coming week. So sign up for the 14-day free trial offer and you can get immediate access to that commentary. We'll also be talking about our positions and go into greater detail the stocks that we'll be talking about on Best Stock Charts. After we go over the first series of stocks that are short-term swing trade candidates to the long side, we're going to segue into extreme overbought stocks. Now, by extreme overbought, that doesn't necessarily mean we're looking to short them on Monday. Perhaps we may be looking to buy them first and enjoy the continuation blow off top higher and then look to short them in the next several days. So let's begin with RealNetworks daily chart. You can see that we had an explosive week last week. We rallied up and into the upper band of the declining downtrend channel. We're not ready to pull the trigger here yet. The weekly chart looks good, but we'll be looking for a breakout, pullback, and a retest on RNWK, and then we'll be looking to pull the trigger to the long side. You can see we have a breakout on stochastics, a higher low getting put in. So the indicators are setting up nicely. We have breakout on RSI. Good stuff. Members, more to come. CBOE Holdings daily chart. We broke out on Friday out of this bull flag formation. It looks like a continuation breakout trade. We'll be talking about CBOE in greater detail with members on the week ahead commentary because this is one of our top candidates for the coming week. We broke out of RSI. We have higher low on stochastics. Volume was a bit light, so that's somewhat of a concern. ECYT, another stock with an explosive week last week. The question is, was it a short squeeze or is this accumulation? So we'll be looking at the weekly charts because what we believe in here at the Contrarian Trader are using multi-period charts, meaning having your daily breakouts confirmed by weekly breakouts. So ECYT, while we like it right now, we are concerned about it due to the fact that it's very close to resistance. We need to either A, pull back, consolidate, form a nice foundation to break out of, or break out and above this upper band of resistance, consolidate, and then we'll look to put on a long position. Now to the indicators. RSI is putting in higher lows. We paused 2 weeks ago and we broke this trend line, so we have yet to break out to new highs on RSI. So we don't have RSI leading price movement just yet. Volume, though, looking quite strong. So we like ECYT, but not quite yet. Next chart up, Schnitzer Steel. We'll talk about the weekly chart because I want to talk in greater detail with members about the daily chart because we're seeing some really positive signs on that chart. So that's a stock along with CBOE that we'll be really looking to put on a long trade this coming week. But let's talk about the weekly chart for Best Stock Charts. Last week we flashed a bullish key reversal on the week. We were stopped just shy of resistance at $21 per share. Volume was about average. It was good. It looks as though we're putting in higher lows and ultimate oscillator. Good stuff. So Schnitzer Steel is setting up for a possible long trade this coming week. Members, stay tuned for the week ahead commentary. We're going to go into greater detail on Schnitzer Steel. ITT, weekly chart. You could see that we are in a bull flag formation last week, a bullish key reversal, no breakout yet. This is another one where members, we're going to talk about this one in greater detail on the week ahead commentary. Double bottom setup on Stoke RSI. So ITT looking interesting. Note how it held the 50 level on a weekly basis. That's the neutral level. Very critical that it did so. The one caveat here that is a concern is that both lines on Stokes are trading down below 50. Not good. Members, more to come. AMD, I'm not a big fan of the semiconductor space right now because it's so extended. That being said, last week AMD flashed this is a weekly chart, flashed a bullish key reversal on the week, bounced off of support. The one concern I have here, besides the fact that this entire complex is very extended, is that a few weeks ago, the week of the 27th of February, we flashed a bearish key reversal. So the test is always at the top. Will we break out or will we break down? So members will talk strategy about AMD and how we plan on trading this stock on the week ahead commentary. Note how we have higher lows on Stochh RSI, but we also have lower highs. So while we're seeing some good setups here on the Stochh RSI, we're also seeing some reasons to be very, very nervous. Volume last week was very strong, very extended on MACD. So I question the long-term sustainability of a breakout on AMD. Short-term, I think there's a trade to be had here to the long side. Now to our extremely overbought stocks. And when I talk about extreme overbought stocks, does that mean that you go shorting them on Monday morning? No way. First stock up, COOL, Polarity TE Inc. Never heard of it, don't know what they do. But they are in fuego. And in all probability, these shares are moving higher. We have RSI at 86.46. If I would have seen RSI 86.46 5-10 years ago, I would have said, you know what, we'll probably be short by Tuesday morning. Not anymore. Times have changed. Dark pools, algorithms. I have a stock we're going to go over in a minute where we have RSI in the low to mid 90s. Take note of Stokes. They are hooking up. We are leaning into the third standard deviation Bollinger Band in red and trading above the 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band in green. Does that mean you go shorted on Monday? No. Again, in all probability, we're going to get a quick snapback, perhaps a pause, and then we're going to continue higher. Do not try to short this stock Monday morning. You will get burned. ADX above 70. Not too long ago, I would have said, wow, this stock is going to crash very, very soon. I am going to talk about another stock in a moment where we have ADX above 80. We still have MACD histogram, which is rising. Do not short this stock yet, folks. You will get burned. Members, more to come. PANRA Bread, PNRA, daily chart, extreme overbought stock, RSI 85.17, a larger cap stock, but we only had Goldman Sachs not too long ago trading with RSI 90, and it didn't collapse afterwards. So you can see how we were trading near the 3 standard deviation Bollinger Band. We pulled back, consolidated, and then proceeded higher. Panera Bread is going higher, folks. Do not try to short this stock on Monday morning. If anything, it's a buy. And you may be saying, that's crazy to buy a stock at 85.17. True. It may sound crazy if you're not using a trailing stop loss order, but as a momentum stock, it's not crazy. This stock could very easily proceed another 10, 15 points higher. So be very, very cautious about opening up a short position on Monday morning. Volume, very strong last week. Possible double top here on ADX Green. FIZZ, National Beverage Corp. I am short of this stock. We have a profit in our put position. We have a loss current in our common share position. So weekly chart, we have RSI at 84.22. We're leaning into the 3rd standard deviation Bollinger Band in green. Very overbought, but volume was very strong last week. Now, my opinion here is that we saw a ton of window dressing last week. These shares are tightly held. They are thinly traded. So I think that you are going to see some profit taking very soon this coming week. RSI on a daily chart is at 92.90, and that's not even the high of last week. It was higher. Stokes, extremely extended. They were pinned at one point in time. You had money flow at one point in time last week, and this is where we were adding aggressively to our short positions using put options. Here you have it. Money flow last week at one point in time was pinned at 100. It couldn't go any higher. So we added to our short position here on the 30th of March when they nailed the stock early in the morning. They spiked it higher, very, very overbought. We bought the 85 put options going out into May. I wanted to give myself some time, and we're profitable on that trade right now. Do I think that the shares are going to drop on Monday morning? Probably not. I think that what they'll try to do is they'll create another short squeeze, and then you're going to see some profit takers move in and sell that rally, because really you have the ADX signal line above 80. MACD will probably go negative at some point in time this week, and you have fund managers that have held these shares. They made it through last quarter, and now they will probably look to lighten up on their positions, because let's face it, it's an expensive stock with technicals that are at textbook definitions of overbought. So in short, folks, this rally is unsustainable. Now, I'm not saying that on Monday morning they're going to drop the shares. Please don't send me nasty grams. I'm not saying that. Can they spike the shares higher? Absolutely. They're bidding the shares higher by 10, 15 cents on 100 share blocks of stock hitting the ask. I mean, it doesn't take much to cause a short squeeze. So I'm not going to be that arrogant to say that they can't spike it higher. My point is that you are going to have profit takers move in. They're no longer bound by the end of quarter performance for Q1, and they'll look to book those profits. So members, we're going to talk more about the FIZZ position and how we plan on trading it going into next week. Next chart up, SILC, Silicon Limited, RSI 88.22. We broke out of a consolidation on Friday. Guess what? It's going higher. So again, all of these charts, with the exception of FIZZ, I'm looking to buy before I look to short, because I still think they have more upside potential. Now, what I will say here about SILC, so a little bit of profit taking come in at the 50 level. We'll have to take a look at the weekly and monthly charts to identify if we have any historical resistance above. To be honest with you, I haven't looked yet, but I'll be looking at that with members, and we'll talk about it on the week ahead commentary with members. Last chart up is DEPO. All right, this is now one that I'm looking to buy first. If anything, I would be looking to short it. We have RSI at 19.20. I think it's going lower. I know that we do have historical support below, and I'll be going over that with members on the week ahead commentary, because we know that it's at historical support where it's our best risk to reward entry point. So while I'm looking to short the shares short term, I'm also going to be looking to buy the shares at historical support. Now, if we closed out the week last week at historical support, which I'm not sure we did yet, I would not short into a support level. I would if we broke that support level, but not if we closed there. Volume to the downside, very, very high. So members, more to come with DEPO. Folks, if you're not currently a member, sign up for our 14-day free trial offer. If you want these videos in the future, please enter your email address anywhere on the website. We hate spam too. You'll not be spammed. If you watch us on social media, leave a comment, give us a like, and everybody have a great and profitable trading week, and enjoy the remainder of your Sunday. Be well.